Hello everyone, it's the Kirsten Seamstress. Today is Friday, so I'm going to make this a Friday Sews. Friday Sews was created by Jen today in Jen's sewing room, and she is a great person to watch. The intention is to talk a little bit about your life, but also talk about sewing. So that's what I'm going to do. So a few things. I made a trip to a thrift store in Suffolk, Virginia, Children's Hospital of the King's Daughter, CHKD. Whatever their profits are go to that hospital to help pay for treatment of children who can't pay. So I like that store a lot. And whenever I'm in Suffolk, and I was in there for an orthopedic appointment, so of course I had to stop by there and Chick-fil-A. All right, my voice is kind of funny because of the pollen count is really high. Today's going to be really warm, by the way. It's going to be close, I think, today and through the weekend, close to 100. But I mean, this is the South, so this is what we have, and we're used to it, really. Okay, so the fabric that I found 3 different fabrics, I think. I'm trying to think what the third one is, and I can't think of it right now. Maybe I put it away. But I got this wonderful, it's a jersey stretch royal blue. Probably there are 2 yards of this. It's very pretty. It's just lovely. I mean, it's perfect. I think it was like maybe $2 or so. The other fabric that I got I still have some of it left. I think I had a couple of yards of it. It is a flannel, but it almost feels like a felt. It's not a felt, but I made this little girl's dress for the little girl in church, and I put this really great design on the front, if you can see that. I did not create that design, and I'll have to get the pattern number for this. This is what the back looks like. I still have my markings on there. It hasn't been washed. Usually when I give clothing to the mother, you know, my daughter's this way, and I think I am too, but you want to get your smell on it, so you want to wash it yourself. And I think if I washed it ahead of time, she would probably wash it again. But this is a really great pattern. I think it might be a McCall's, I'm not sure. So easy. Everything works out well. No weird stuff, you know, to do with it. This is going to be way too big. This is a 5. She wears a 4. But maybe I doubt this winter, but maybe, that's Dixie barking at, I don't know what. It's just really cute. And I purposely, even though this is such a beautiful red, and it really would lend itself to being a Christmas dress with a Christmas design, I didn't want to limit her to that. So I put a design that would be sort of universal. She can wear it through the winter, through, you know, Valentine's Day, all through the cool months, and that design will work. Hush. No. Okay. So I'm trying to think of what the other fabric was, and I can't think what it was. Anyway, I guess the big news, I've been sewing a lot. You see the dress that I made. I made a pair of pajamas for the grandson who's going away to boarding school. I think I might have shown you those. Real pretty fabric. Oh, I remember the other fabric. Hold on a second. Look at this. This is flannel. It looks like red, but it's actually has some orange in it. I would say it's more of a persimmon color. I have probably 2.5 yards of this, I think. So it's got gray, I'll show it to you while I'm saying this, gray, blue, black, the persimmon color, and then a darker persimmon, and it's just so pretty, and it has not been cut into at all. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I don't think I have enough of this for my big tall grand boy. The other grand boy is getting close to my height, so I'm going to have to check and see if I can make a pair of pajamas out of this for him. If not, I might make me something. I have to think what would work well with this. I don't need any pajamas, partly because all of the stuff that I make that doesn't look good or doesn't come out right goes in my pajama drawer. So I have lots of pajamas. I did want to show you this. I ordered fabric from Joann Fabrics, and I forgot what the sale was, but especially now, you know, they've got all kinds of sales because some of the stores are closing. I wanted a pair of Palazzo pants. I like the way they look, but I think they're kind of hard to make. And I've seen them actually, even looking on, you know, web pages at different ones, mostly on the indie sites. You see people wearing them, but sometimes they look really good, sometimes not. And I think they look good when they are pulled tighter across the hip area and then flow out. If that makes any sense. So I found a pair, and I went ahead, I did this yesterday, I went ahead and downloaded the pattern from Pattern Emporium. I've ordered plenty of things from them in the past, and I like the way it looked. There are different options: high rise, low rise, pockets, no pockets, extra wide for people who really want something extravagantly palazzo, narrower leg, but not by that much. I think there are two different kinds of pockets. I didn't put pockets in here. I'm lazy that way. Pockets would have been great though. After I made it, I thought maybe I should have. So I was already thinking that these were not going to turn out before I made them, but I made them anyway, and I made them out of new fabric. I wanted to use that royal blue thrift store fabric, but I didn't have enough to do that. So this is the thing. These pants are great. I made a size 18 by my measurements. I have a big waist, and I'm too big in the middle, and I'm trying to do something about it. So I made the 18 and sewed up the inner leg, the outer leg, and put them on me. And you know, there's only so much you can tell by doing that. But I thought that it was too wide all the way. I mean, these legs, even the narrower choice that you have is really wide. So I started honing down the seam. So I sewed it, it's a 1/4 inch seam allowance, sewed it the regular way, and then I went back and took off some in the inner thigh, took off more in maybe 1/4 inch in the on the outer leg, inner leg and outer leg, and then I think I went back to the outer leg and took off just another 1/4 inch. And I thought, okay, you know, this looks pretty good. It's still really big at the bottom, but I thought, all right, I'm going to go ahead and work with this. So I did the high rise, by the way. So then I had to do the waistband, and since I had cut some off the inside and the outside of the legs, I thought, well, I'm probably not going to need as wide a waistband. So I cut off probably a good inch or more of the waistband and worked with that. And it's a kind of a waistband where you leave an opening in to insert elastic. You have a choice of a yoga band too. I didn't do that one. So I sewed it on, and I put it on and checked it, and it still kind of was a bit big. And I thought, wait, you know, when I put the elastic in, that's going to take care of any problem. And one of the things I do is I usually cut elastic too big. So this time I purposely cut it smaller than I usually do. And what I came up with was the best fit ever, and the best looking pants ever. And I just love them. So I'll just show you what I don't really feel like trying them on. This is the waistband. This is the front. This is the back. And I'll show you the inside too. And I'll just show you how wide these legs are. I mean, they are really big. I've already washed these and dried them in the dryer. It called for a 1-inch width waist or elastic. I did an 1.25 inches, and it's absolutely perfect. They look good on. I think what I'll do is I'll put a picture later in my next video of what they look like. But there's no weird thing going on, you know, sometimes with the crotch area, I don't know, sometimes it just looks weird. This does not. So I highly recommend it. This fabric is the same fabric that I talked about when I made, I can't remember what I made with it. It was a blue, it was a dress that I made, and it is buttery soft. It's amazingly soft. And when I was trying to work with it with the blue fabric, I just had a terrible time. I just couldn't do anything with it. Oh, I know what it was. It was a Colette pattern. But I figured out how to do it, and I actually said this in my last video, and the trick with it is to first of all have a longer stitch length, and of course I did use the serger on everything, but to have a longer stitch length on the sewing machine. And that's the first thing. I sew everything with a long stitch and then go over it with a serger. And the other thing is to decrease the, I don't want to fall off my chair, decrease the weight of the presser foot. And it's either a manual thing you can do or digital, like on my Pfaff machine. So I decreased it, I bumped it down I think 3 times, and that way it does not push the fabric and like lump up. It sews beautifully. So I had no trouble sewing with this, and I've got more that I ordered in a it's like a moss green color, and I'm trying to decide whether or not to go ahead and quickly make another pair of these. I've already modified the pattern by cutting off what I needed to cut off, cutting off some from the waistband to exactly what I did with the fabric. And so I'm not sure. I think what I'll do is give myself some time with these pants, wear them. By the way, this has a tall length, it has a culotte length, I forgot what the other ones are, and one of them says short length. That's what I cut, because just holding the pattern piece up to me was really long. So I cut the short length and I hemmed it 1 inch, and it's absolutely perfect. So I'm 5'4.5", or I used to be. I'm probably 5'4" now. But I just can't say enough about this pattern. I'll show you one of the pattern pieces. I think they call that extra wide piece dramatic, but you can see how wide this is. And that's what it says on the pattern. And you can see, hopefully right there, the dramatic one, and then the regular. So if you like drama, do the really, really, really wide one. But if you don't, just, you know, cut the narrower width. So that's all I have to say about these pants. I think I like Palazzo pants, but again, it's the fit. And whatever I did seem to work. So those are my recommendations. Seems to be a good pattern. Came out great. Everything matches up fine. I do recommend the pockets. I'll probably do that next time. And that's all I have to say. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.